Today I'm going to talk to you guys about the struggles that we have encountered so far on the house and where we are at with them. Social media is overwhelming, so we decided to detach from our phones and buy 9 acres of Scottish land. Join us as we balance old with new, learn new skills, make mistakes and build our dream home. I just want to also say a massive appreciation for the love and support we've got. This is a massive change for us. So if you are liking the content so far and you love following our journey, if you hit the subscribe button, we would really, really appreciate it. First struggle I want to talk to you guys about, for me personally, is feeling at home. I know it's going to take a long time to feel comfortable, but this is something that is very important to me. Me and Dan, we did a pros and a cons list before we moved, and feeling comfortable is something that I really, really value. I've always wanted a dream kitchen. To be honest, I got a little bit excited when we first initially moved into the space about how quickly I could turn this kitchen into a dream kitchen. But like always, I am learning that things do take time, and that is the journey of something like this house renovation, is learning patience, trusting the process and enjoying the journey. Patience is a virtue, and everyone and everything right now is exactly where they're supposed to be. I will control what I can control and work with what I got and what we can afford, and that means working on the kitchen cupboards. So sanding, painting. The kitchen cupboards are actually in really good condition, so when we came into the property I really loved them and I didn't want to change them. I didn't want to get a brand new kitchen, and I knew that it was something that we could work with. So today I'm going to be sanding them down, putting some wood filler. For the rest of the kitchen cupboards, they need a primer on them and then a paint. I'll show you guys the little paint patches I've done. I'm still undecided of what paint to use on the cupboards. But yeah, any advice, drop a comment below and tell me what you like for a kitchen. As mentioned, these are the colours that I'm currently toying with for the kitchen walls and the kitchen cupboards. I agree with Dan that they are all a different colour of beige, but we have oyster, we have quarry lime, we have butterscotch, we have hessian and we have warm clay. Then we have steamed milk for the wall. It's been a few days and I'm still undecisive, but I do know that it needs to match this gold trim that is all along the kitchen worktop. I want to also talk about all the struggles we've had on the land in the house so far. Yeah, we haven't had many struggles, so we've been super, super lucky. But we're just being honest here of things that come with an old property and things you need to look out for if you are thinking of buying. The sun is shining finally, but for the last few days we have had a lot of rain. And as you can see here, we have a problem. We don't have any guttering on our outbuildings, so it is all going into a bucket.
There's also a couple downpipes on the house that need some work. We got someone to make us a quote for a soakaway and some drains on all the outbuildings, but they quoted £9,000. That's crazy. Any ideas what we should do instead?
To distract myself from that £9,000 quote for a soakaway, I decided it was time to start the kitchen cupboards. We've got about 60 units in this kitchen, which is a lot. So it's going to take me at least a couple of weeks to get this all done. But realistically, with work and travel, I'm hoping it is done before Christmas. This is a short fix, but a start towards our dream kitchen.
It's a beautiful day in sunny Scotland, and I am just walking across the courtyard to pick up a sheet, and I'm going to be using said sheet on one of the parts of our roof because there's a few holes. As you can see, a lot of these sheets are old, and one of the goals at some point is to re-roof the whole thing, but for now, one step at a time. one sheet at a time. My dad came over a few weeks ago and showed me actually how to take off an old sheet and put on a new one. I'm going to try today and have a crack at doing it myself.
Should have used some sort of drill, but I've started now. And it's actually quite therapeutic, just taking my time, because there's no rush to do these. So I'm just, whenever I get a bit of spare time, I'm just gonna keep chipping away. I just wanna today get a few of these sanded and wood filled here, that I just want to fill completely. So fill them, sand it, and yeah, just see where I am. I've got a angled brush, I've got some microfiber rollers, and I've got a mini roller as well. So when it gets to the painting, I'll be using this. But for the time being, just for today, because I don't have the paint and I haven't decided what colour paint I want, we're just gonna sand, wood fill, and then turn back on. But I feel like that's a lot of effort. These cupboards we don't really use because this kitchen is so big. So I thought I'd start with this side first. Yeah.
I feel like an actual, like I can actually do something. Like I have a use. The tripod couldn't come up on the roof with me, but we've made progress. That's the old sheet. As you can see, it's got holes in it, so we got rid of that. And you can now see the big gaping hole in the roof. This piece of wood.
Yeah.
And then put the sheet on. So I've cut a piece of wood that will have to do for now. I'm going to attach it in, and then I can use this, I can bolt it down. I can bolt the sheet down onto this instead of the old damp wood. But it did make me notice that some of those joists aren't good because of that damp that's come through. So that's going to be another job for another time. But for now, I just need to get the sheet on and get it sorted on the outside, and then we can sort out the inside later.
Paper this is. I can't remember. Cool how it just sticks on. Obviously this is a mini sander, but it still does the job. Well, it's a bit big, but it will do.
This is my first time ever solo repairing a roof, and I came up against a bit of a problem. I'm obviously not very confident on ladders, and being at heights, I mean, it's pretty high for me. I couldn't get the steel sheet off fully, so what I did is I just cut it across because I couldn't get underneath. I think I'd have had to have lifted up this whole like a ridging section, and I didn't want to do that in case I couldn't put it back down or I'd make it worse, so I left that. I just cut it off with an angle grinder and slotted the sheet underneath. The next issue that I had, you can't really tell, but the sheet wasn't long enough. So this is actually 2 sheets.
I can't get in these little bits here, so I need to use the sander and my fingers to get into these bits. From YouTube and other places, the goal is to not completely sand off the paint, but just make it so it doesn't look shiny anymore. So that's what I'm doing. So yeah, the only real shiny bit now is in the middle where I haven't been able to sand it.
Not ideal, but we're making it happen, and it's just about to rain. One sheet goes out to about there, and the other sheet comes across, basically, obviously overlapping each other. And then I bolt it down as best as I can. You can actually see there's 2 sheets there because one's shorter. Very, 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 very rough job. And there's a few things I want to try and seal up, because I've made a few holes like here, for example, and there's a couple at the top. So I'm going to find some sealant and seal it up. But yeah, did all that, and before I did that, I had to put in a wooden beam across, which I did, and now we have a new roof sheet. So mark me out of 10, guys. What do you reckon? I'm going to give myself a 4, but it's done.
Filled in the holes and I've sanded. I'm going to wait for it to dry, then I'll have to resand, and then I can start putting primers on it. The next job for us is changing this vinyl. So the floor isn't level here and we can't afford to level it, but we can put vinyl down because, as you can see, this vinyl is super thin, and hopefully we can keep some heat in this winter.